It is day 3 of the Nintendo Switch Sports Golf 18 Birdies Challenge, where I'm playing 18 holes of golf, the standard 18, until I make a par or worse. So we're trying to get birdies, eagles, and albatrosses on every single hole, until I don't. Yesterday, we ended on hole 17, which is probably the toughest birdie in certain conditions. But for the most part,
Nice shot.
there are a couple of tough holes. We should be able to get through most of it. 8 and 17 are always tough. A couple of other tougher greens on the later holes in each 9. So we're starting with the Resort 9 from Wii Sports Resort, because that's the front 9 in this game. It's the exact same holes. We'll just a tick or two to the left with this very slight wind. Maybe hit it 3.2-ish dots of power. See if we can bounce it, get some rollout. Can we dunk it? We can. Eagle on hole 1 of day 3. That's a good start. Let's try not to blow it. Let's see what hole 2 has for us. Wow, immediate style points. I haven't had many eagles. In fact, we made it all the way to hole 14 yesterday before we eagled. Just birdies up until then. Now we have another fun one. This is going to be roughly a guess, but I should be able to roll it pretty close, no problem, with the spoon strat. Although I don't know exactly where to align it to try to dunk a hole in one. But that's okay. Maybe we'll get lucky, you never know. Seems to be on a fairly good line. Yeah, curve to the right a bit. Curve to the right a little more. Ooh! Okay, got pretty close, which was what I estimated. But it would have been cool to start with 2 eagles. So a 2 on the first and a hole in 1 on the second, but not in the cards for today. We'll take a birdie though.
Nice birdie.
And we'll move on to hole 3, which is also eagleable under certain conditions, depending on the wind and the pin and such. Looks like we have 0 wind. Ooh, that's fun. So we'll just send a drive out to the fairway. Anywhere is fine with 0 wind, as long as you're not on that tree to the right or on the beach to the left, but the beach is pretty hard to reach with 0 wind. And then we'll just put it right through that gap that looks pretty perfectly aligned. Maybe just a little adjustment to the left. And just send a driver off the deck right through there.
Nice shot.
And with this front pin location, we're gonna bounce a bit to the right off the green. A lot of people do a little backspin strategy where you bounce it just left of the hole and it comes back and goes in. I don't usually do that, but for today, you know what? Maybe I'll give it a shot. So we'll hit it about right next to the hole with some strong backspin. And see if it'll come back for us. No, it won't. I'm pretty bad at putting enough backspin on those short shots. I probably should have rolled it out. That was probably my best chance at eagle, but tried to go for some extra style points today with the backspin eagle. I think you really got to yank the controller back quite a bit with those short ones. You can put a lot of backspin, no problem, on like the 3-dot plus shots, but those short ones always give me trouble. Okay, we have some moderate wind on this one today. It's not going to push us too much to the right because it's very diagonally tailwind. I think with the 5-iron, that should hopefully be about good. Put some backspin on it to try to grab it off that back of the green and pull it back, which we did.
Nice.
Little 9-foot putt here. Very straightforward. Maybe slightly, very slightly left to right. And we'll sink it for birdie. We're 4 for 4 on day 3. Pretty standard stuff so far. Nothing too difficult in terms of wind or greens quite yet. But that's usual for the first couple holes of each 9. And now we have hole 5 here with a little bit of headwind diagonally pushing us to the right. So I'm going to aim almost directly at that pine tree and let the wind push it to the right of the trunk. I'm always just thinking about the trunk of that pine tree on this hole and avoiding it. Right cuts it closer to the rough a lot of time, especially if you have tailwind, but with headwind, it's usually pretty safe. This back pin is just tough in general. If you look at the map, it's going to be a straight-on bounce, but we have to deal with some wind, so the position of this next shot isn't all that important.
Nice shot.
Sometimes it is, depending on the pin. You can give yourself a very easy roll up and in for a shot at eagle. But for this one, it's going to take some skill. So I think we're going to bounce roughly straight. Do I use the wedge today? I'm going to use the 9-iron and try to just give it a real light, less than 2 dot shot. I don't know if this is going to bounce or roll out, but either way is fine. If we end up short, that's an easy birdie putt. And if we roll out, we have a shot to put it on the hole. Oh, ooh, a little lip out. Over 90 degrees. I thought I might have had that. Just needed one more tick of adjustment more. But we hit the hole. I guess that's like half style points. So, we'll take it though. 5 for 5. And 6 under to start. Almost another cool dunk for eagle. Okay, so now we have... Interesting. So we have 17 miles an hour. Tailwind. And we have that front left pin again. So we want to be definitely off to the left. I don't know if 17 miles an hour can carry the tree left of that big pine tree. But I'm going to put it in that direction anyway. Because even if it doesn't, that's a good spot to be. So I think we can carry that first pine tree. And yeah, we'll just catch that second tree. But that's fine. We'll have maybe a 3-iron shot. And then we can backspin the 3-iron to kind of counter the slope, the serious downslope of this green. So we're going to adjust to the right a bit. And then I'm going to hit this with about 2.7 dots of power because that tailwind is going to bring us pretty far with this downwind hole. Put some backspin on it. Hopefully not too much. And yeah, hopefully that'll just stop there. So we have a side hill putt, but we're within 5 feet on hole 6, which is pretty good. I will take that every time. And this actually isn't too bad of a side hill putt. Just gotta adjust left enough. Oh, and we have that little glitch. So if you saw my power meter and how my practice putts were like 1 dot of power, this is actually a good learning moment. My practice dots were 1 dot of power. I made the same motion. This happens all the time. You make the same motion and it gives you like a half a dot of power. That's what's called a micro putt. And the way to counter that, from what I've seen from people explaining it to me on the Switch Sports Discord, is that you have to aim way uphill and just accept that it's going to give you the half dot of power. Because the game wants to give you a very curvy putt. Like, it rewards curving the putt into the hole, as opposed to trying to blast it through the slope. Which I try to do because that seems like the naturally right thing to do. I play golf, so... but the game doesn't reward that. Sometimes that happens. We'll finish out the par. And I guess we'll end the video with an unfortunate 5-foot miss. But in this... That seems bad, but in this game, that's like just something that happens. I just had to try to play that one a little bit better. Accept my fate. Send it way uphill. Whatever. This one's fun, though. This one looks fun. You know what? Let's just blast the drive here.
Nice shot.
And you get to see me hit it straight into a tree. What an end to this video. I'm just going to end it there. I kind of gave up on this round.